Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Algebra 2 class today. This one today is working on what we call multiplying special case polynomials. And there are two types of cases here, and I'll show you what they are, and I'll do one of each type of problem, and then we'll call on some people to help us out with this. In first period, we had some people would come up here to the board, some people would just say what it is. But anyway, so we have x, this one here, using the box that we talked about the last couple days. We got x plus 5 and x minus 5 right here. And so what's going to go in this upper left box now? X squared. And then we have over here 5x. And here we have negative 5x, minus 5x, and over here goes negative 25. And then we can write out our answer as x squared. What happens to this 5x minus 5x? They'll cancel each other, right? So these will effectively cancel each other out, and what do we have left? So we have a 25. So x squared minus 25. So we multiplied, what do we call these things that we multiplied together here? These two things we multiplied together are called what?
Is it binomials?
Binomials, excellent. Okay, Nate, excellent work. So yeah, so we have two what we call linear binomials, and when you multiply two, what do you call two things that you multiply together? Somebody say factors? Factors. They're factors, right? And so when you multiply two factors together, what do you get as an answer? What do you call that?
Product.
You call it a product, yes, very good. So was that you, Preston? All right, man, that is really good. So I owe people some extra credit today already. That's awesome work. And so this is called a, what do we call this kind of, these are linear binomials. What do we call this thing right here? Is this a binomial also? It is, right? What kind of binomial do we call this? Well, we call this a quadratic binomial. Why do we call this quadratic here? Because what? It has to do with this squared thing here, right? And where does squared, why do we call squared quadratic? Well, it has to do with Latin. There's a word in Latin for square. What is the word in Latin for square? You don't know what it is. Quadrato. Quadrato. So that's where this comes from. That's what why we call it quadratic. Now I want to show you a different type of situation, which is this one right here, where you're squaring a binomial. And so you can rewrite it like this quantity p minus 1 squared as p minus 1, p minus 1. And so you go ahead, if we go ahead and make a box out of this, we can put p minus 1 here and p minus 1 here. And so here we have p squared minus p, and what goes in the lower right?
One.
Yeah, plus 1. So our answer for this is going to be p squared minus 2p plus 1. So that is our answer. And there's actually a shortcut for this that I'll show you later if you don't catch on to it already. But what I want to do now is I want to choose some people to help us out with these other problems. So I want you to go back and have number 2 worked out. I'm going to call on somebody here shortly. I appreciate give some credit here to We are to number 2. And for that, we choose we have Logan. So Logan, you can, if you want, you can come up here. You don't want to come up here? Doesn't want to come up here? Had some people first period who came up here. Makes the class better, but that's okay. That's okay. Not everybody's ready for that today. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Logan.
I got n squared.
N squared
Minus 1.
minus 1. Is that it? Okay. Does everybody see how that happens? Okay, we have n minus 1, n minus 1. We got n squared minus n. And then we have,
It's supposed to be n plus 1.
oh, plus, I'll make that plus, right? Thank you for correcting that. And then minus 1 here. So these will cancel, and so this ends up being our correct answer. Okay? All right, thank you. Thank you, Logan. All right. So working on number 4, I hope. See, a lot of people working ahead on this pretty well. That's good work. Good job. You guys are doing good. And if there's a mistake, we shouldn't be afraid to make a mistake, right? I hope. By the way, yesterday, all of my friends that I tagged on that thing I shared with you yesterday, that problem from Facebook, everybody got back to me, thanking me, everyone. Okay, Carly. So she got as her answer x squared, you say, minus 9. And how do we know that that's right? I know it's right. How do we know it's right?
Because when you have a positive and a negative, just your x's by themselves cancel out, and then you take x and square it, and then take 3, it's -3.
One way you could look at it is you have this negative 3x will cancel out this positive 3x, won't it? And so this is what you have. And when we go into factoring, probably starting tomorrow, well, there's a type of factoring called difference of squares, where we're going to go from this back to this. Have you ever seen that before in Algebra 1? You remember Algebra 1?
That's right.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
So some of you remember that? Okay, good. All right. Real good. So that was Carly, right? Okay. So I'll call on somebody to do this one here in a minute. Yeah. This one here is going to be Tanner. What do you think?
X squared minus 8x plus 16.
So x squared, he says, x squared minus 8x plus 16. Is that what that is? Okay. And I can see at a glance that that's right. Did you work out a box on that one?
All of them.
All of them you did? Okay. That's good. And what, again, I want to show you a shortcut on this one here later on. Anybody here like shortcuts? You do? Well, most of you do. There is a really good shortcut for these binomial square. Okay. All right, next one. 6. We have Nate. Okay. All right, Nate.
I got n squared, and then plus 6n, and plus 9.
So he gets n squared plus 6n plus 9. Any questions on that one? Does that look right, Gio? Caitlin, does that look good? All right. Okay. Next. Okay, we have this one. We have it's Tyler. Okay, Tyler, what do we get on this one here?
X squared minus 25.
X squared minus 25. Is everybody good with that? Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm this one here we have for this next one we have Zach. All right. All right, Zach, what do you think? What do we have here, Zach?
I got n squared minus 10 plus 1.
Does that look right? Seth, that looks good? All right, that is good. Okay, next. We have this one right here. Now this one's a little different, isn't it? And we're going to talk about this one a little bit, but I'm still going to call on somebody. Good morning, gentlemen. All right, Seth. Seth, this is you, Seth. Is our thermostat not working right?
The AC unit ain't working.
It's not working? I thought it was keeping the temperature. Okay, go ahead, Seth.
I got 4K to the power of 4. Plus K plus 1.
Plus K plus 1, is that it?
I got it.
Does anyone help Seth out? Well, somebody help Seth out, please.
Which one's in them?
4K to the 4th power and plus 4K squared plus 1.
Like this? Okay. Do you know how we got that, Seth? You know how we got it? Okay. I want to talk about this one a little bit since it is different here. Beginning of class, we talked about a quadratic function, right? Which was to what power? The quadratic is what power? Squared, right? And what do we call it to the third power? Cubic, right? Or cubed. Do you know what we call to the fourth power? Somebody said it over here, some girl. Sounded like you said something
I
with
don't know
cube.
what part, but this is, I just assumed it had something with quad in it.
Well, it's a different word than that. Okay, let me tell you what the fourth power is. We see the fourth power, this is the word here, and I don't know exactly where it came from. For the fourth power, we call that a quartic function. You ever heard of that before? So it's called a quartic. I don't plan to test you on that right now, but just for your exposure to it. So you have linear, quadratic, cubic, quartic in that order of power. Okay? Okay, we'll go work on. Okay, this one right here, this is a bit different one too, isn't it? Go ahead and call someone on this. We have for this one, Preston. Beginner's luck.
I got like no clue how to do that.
Oh, you don't know how to do this one? You okay to have this, Preston?
It's my first day learning how to do this.
All right. Want me to choose somebody else? Yeah,
I
okay.
see how they do. I'm like, I think I'm like, I'll take the
So let's go ahead. I still want to call. I got a couple more people to call on before I restock the wheel. Okay, Dustin. You got this one, Dustin? He's sure, he said really good. All right, Dustin. What do we got here, Dustin?
I got 64A to the 4th power
64a to the 4th power
minus 16.
minus 16. How did you work it out? Did you use a box to work it out? Okay. Now, I want to show you, when you're multiplying these things together, when you have that, what you have is you have this squared plus this times this, and then if you look at these two things here, you got 38a squared, or 32a squared. Was that right, Dustin? So you got 32a squared minus 32a squared, so that gives you this as an answer, okay? Right, good. I really appreciate the help you're getting there, Chris. Okay, thank you.
Where?
The first square, you got 16, and you got 64.
So they didn't cancel the way.
Yeah. So that's all right, that's why there's no
Yeah. I did hate.
Okay, next, 11. Okay, 11. Okay, I have Luke for this one. You have 11, Luke? Still working on it, he says. Okay. You can go up there, or you can just tell me what to write. What do you want to do? All right. Go ahead, Luke.
For the answer, I got 25n to the power of 4
Okay.
plus 20n plus 4.
Is that right? Giovanni, is that right?
Is it not 20 squared?
Okay, Nate says 20n squared. Rowdy, 20n squared. Let's go ahead and fix that. Okay, you see why that's 20n squared? Okay, Luke sees that. Okay, good. Thank you, and I appreciate you gentlemen helping out here. That was really good of you. Nate, Rowdy, good work. All right, real good. Let's go to this one. Let me stock up my wheel. To reload everybody's names. Okay, let me what I did is I ran out of names here.
I don't understand how, because I haven't answered the question.
Oh, well, yesterday you did.
Oh.
So what I did is I saved from yesterday. Yeah, that's okay.
What a story.
Yeah, sometimes I'll do that. I'll save from date, like for instance, a lot of you answered questions yesterday when I removed your name then and saved it from the next day. So, but now I'm going to just freshen it all up. So everybody's going to be starting over again here.
No? Oh. Where do you get 39? Oh, that's what I meant.
Okay, I got everybody's name reloaded here. So it could be, Luke could get picked again.
Luke?
You'll be ready for us, Luke, if it picks you. It'll be Seth. So Seth gets chosen twice in one day. All right, Seth. What do you think?
I got 9x minus 49.
So 9x.
Oh, my bad. I forgot to swear.
So 9x squared, you're saying?
Yes.
9x squared minus 49. Now, can you imagine if you looked at this 9x squared minus 49, you could work in reverse and see the factors would have to be what that is. You can't see that yet. We're going to work on that. You can see what it is?
Yeah, but it's just easier with the box.
Yeah, it's easier with the box. But what you can do is you can use a box actually to work the other direction too. So we'll talk about that probably when we start later on. Thank you, Seth. Thank you for those who were helping Seth. That was really good work. Okay, so this one here, a little bit different looking problem. This one here, we're going to get Tyler. All right, Tyler. What do you think, Tyler?
Negative 49.
So he says negative 49
V
V to the fourth
plus 9.
plus 9. Does everybody see that? Anybody not see that? Carly, you see what that is? You got it? Zach, you got that? Okay. That's it. All right. Next, we have Giovanni. Giovanni. All right, Giovanni. What did we get on problem 14? Okay. 49 v to the power of 2. Oh, 4, okay. Minus 36. Does that look right? There's no squared thing in here at all? Okay. And did you work it out with a box, Gio? Okay. All right. Okay, questions on this? All right. Okay, 2 plus v squared.
Wait, is it? No, it doesn't make sense.
We have Shaylee, but she's not here. We'll go on from Shaylee. Go on. Okay, for this one we have Rowdy. All right. All right, Rowdy. What do we get on this one?
Alright, b squared plus 4b plus b, no, plus 4.
Plus 4?
Yes.
Okay, I want to show you something on this, just a little bit. I'll show you a couple things.
Thank you.
Okay. If you see the order it's written in, right? So if you go like this, I don't know exactly how Rowdy did it. I didn't look at his paper. But if you go like this, you get 2 plus v and 2 plus v. So you get, was it 4, 2v, 2v, and you got v squared here.
Just the box split.
So it's the order's changed, right? But he put it in this order right here. How did he get from here to put it back in this order like this?
You put it in the highest power.
Highest power, right? Descending order. So what form do we call this? Standard form, okay? So I'm glad you knew what to do there. That's really good. So now we have this one.
Thank you.
16. So we get Luke again on this one. All right, Luke. All right, Luke, what does this look like to you?
I got 36 v squared
So he gets 36 v squared
minus 9.
minus 9. Is that a correct answer there?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct answer. Okay. All right. Okay, we have this one here. So this one here is going to be this will be Gale. Okay, Gale.
I got 64a squared, or no, not that squared, the 4.
Okay, so she's saying she got 64, a to the 4th,
And then minus 4.
minus 4. She says hesitatingly, but is that right?
That is wrong.
That is right. Nate says it's right, must be right. I think it will, yes. Good work. Good work. We're kind of coming to the close of class time here. So, pardon me? Yeah, and so we may not exactly finish this today, but even if we don't finish today, we're going to finish it today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to want you to hand it in by end of class, what I'm saying. Okay. I do want to, I'm going to do 18 just to show you like a shortcut. Remember I told you about a shortcut? Okay, when you ever have a binomial squared, what you can do is your first term you write, so this is a shortcut I'm showing you. You take this first one squared, so what's going to be 4a squared? 16a squared, right? So you take the first one squared, and then you take the last one squared. What's this thing squared?
49.
Squared, which is 49. Okay, now in the middle, here it is. What you do in the middle is you take, I'm going to write down what the answer is here, just to this 56.
28.
A. Okay, how did I come up with 56A?
Take 7 times 4a, times that root 2.
Yeah, exactly. So what Logan said is right. This middle one is going to be your first times the last times 2. So whenever you have a binomial squared, you can use this as a shortcut. You think that might help you out with that? Harley, you think so? Yeah, so just something to look out for, okay? Now I'll choose somebody for this one. And this next one here will probably be the last one we have time for today. And for this one we have Madeline. All right, Madeline, what do you think for this one?
Give me 1 more minute.
Okay, she needs another minute on this. That's fine, I'm good with that. I'm good for another minute.
I got 4n squared
So she gets 4n squared
plus 49.
plus 49. Okay, let's do, we need to forget, we don't forget this one too, right? 2 times the first and the last. What's the first time the last? Negative 14n, right? And what's 2 times negative 14n? Negative 28n, right? So that's the shortcut on this one, right? Does that make sense? Okay. Well, good. We're just going to leave it there. I want to have somebody pick this up. Who's going to pick this up for us?
I will.
Nate volunteers. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate that. Good work here, buddy.